Hello everyone, welcome back to day 71 of 7:30. Today we're reading the rest of chapter 2 of Leviticus, right through chapter 3 to verse 11, or verse 14 rather, of chapter 4. From the New Living Translation it reads, "Do not use yeast in preparing any of the grain offerings you present to the Lord, because no yeast or honey may be burnt as a special gift presented to the Lord. You may add yeast and honey to an offering of the first crops of your harvest, but these must never be offered on the altar as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. Season all your grain offerings with salt to remind you of God's eternal covenant. Never forget to add salt to your grain offerings. If you present a grain offering to the Lord, from the first portion of your harvest, bring fresh grain that is coarsely ground and roasted on a fire. Put olive oil on it on this grain offering and sprinkle it with frankincense. 16. The priest will take a representative portion of the grain moistened with oil, together with all the frankincense, and burn it as a special gift presented to the Lord. Chapter 3. If you present an animal from a herd as a peace offering to the Lord, it may be a male or a female, but it must have no defects. 2. Lay your hand on the animal's head and slaughter it at the entrance of the tabernacle. Then Aaron's sons, the priests, will splatter its blood against all sides of the altar, and the priest must prepare part of this peace offering as a special gift, or they must present it as a special gift to the Lord. This includes all the fat around the intestine organs or internal organs, the two kidneys, and the fat around them near the loins, and the long lobe of the liver. These must be removed with the kidneys, and Aaron's sons will burn them on top of the burnt offering on the wood burning on the altar. It is a special gift, a pleasing aroma to the Lord. 6. If you present an animal from the flock as a peace offering to the Lord, it may be a male or a female. It must have no defects. 7. If you present a sheep as your offering, bring it to the Lord. Lay your hand on its head and slaughter it in front of the tabernacle. Aaron's sons will then splatter his sheep's blood against all the sides of the altar. 9. The priest must present the fat of this peace offering as a special gift to the Lord. This includes the fat of the broad tail cut off near the backbone, all the fat around the internal organs. 10. The two kidneys and the fat around them near the loins and the long lobe of the liver. This must be removed with the kidneys. 11. And the priest will burn them on the altar. It is a special gift of food presented to the Lord. 12. If you present a goat as your offering, bring it to the Lord. 13. Lay your hand on his head and slaughter it in front of the tabernacle. Aaron's sons will then splatter the goat's blood against all the sides of the altar. 14. The priest must present part of this offering as a special gift to the Lord. This includes all the fat around the internal organs. 15. The two kidneys and the fat around them near the loins and the long lobe of the liver. This must be removed with the kidneys. 16. And the priest will burn them on the altar. It is a special gift of food and a pleasing aroma to the Lord. All the fat belongs to the Lord. 17. You must never eat any fat or blood. This is a permanent law for you, and it must be observed from generation to generation wherever you live. Chapter 4. Then the Lord said to Moses, give the following instructions to the people of Israel. This is how you are to deal with those who sin unintentionally by doing anything that violates one of the Lord's command. 3. If a high priest sins, bringing guilt upon the entire community, he must give a sin offering for the sin he has committed. He must present to the Lord a young bull with no defects. 4. He must bring the bull to the Lord at the entrance of the tabernacle, lay his hand on the bull's head, and slaughter it before the Lord. 5. The high priest will then take some of the bull's blood into the tabernacle, dip his finger on the blood, and sprinkle it 7 times. Sprinkle it 7 times before the Lord in front of the inner curtain of the sanctuary. 7. The priest will then put some of the blood on the horns of the altar for fragrant incense that stands in the Lord's presence inside the tabernacle. He will pour out the rest of the bull's blood at the base of the altar for burning offering at the entrance of the tabernacle. 8. Then the priest must remove all the fat of the bull to be offered as a sin offering. This includes all the fat around the inner organs, the two kidneys and the fat around them near the loins, and the long lobe of the liver. He must remove this along with the kidneys. 10. Just as he does the cattle offered as a peace offering, and burn them on the altar of burning offerings. 11. He must take whatever is left of the bull, its hide, meat, head, legs, internal organs, the dung, 12, and carry it away to a place outside the camp that is ceremonially clean. There take place the place where the ashes are dumped. There on the ash heap, they will burn it on the wood fire. Okay, if the entire Israelite community sins by violating one of the Lord's commands, but the people don't realize it, they will still be guilty. 14. They will become aware of when they become aware of their sin, the people must bring a young bull as an offering for their sin and present it before the Lord, before the tabernacle. And until we meet again tomorrow, stay blessed.